Alrighty, it is currently 9:47 a.m. This is a reference to documentation, first of all, that I captured. This is, you're going to look at the fake sign, is right here over my head. And I am located out. This is the Transit and Laurel intersection. That's Holt Boulevard. Okay, that is the pawn shop, Rich's Second Jewelry and Loan. That is exactly where the entity is placing its fake sign at 7 o'clock in the evening while I'm getting off the bus stop, which is, again, diagonally on the opposite side of this building right here. The corner of Holt and Euclid Avenue is right there. This is Euclid Avenue up there. The intersection, that's the 150 East Holt building right there, so you see where I'm at. The intersection of Holt and Euclid is right here on the opposite side, diagonally across this building. That's where the entity is keeping its fake sign over Rich's Second Jewelry and Loan, first of all. 7CKB 603 is crossing path. The fake sign is right here over my head at what is 9:47 a.m. And I'm documenting, first of all, in Montclair, California at 9:45 in the morning, where I am showing you what is the entity that is flying directly over me by plane, stalking by plane, while the fake sun is over me in Montclair, California. It's nowhere near the intersection of Transit and Laurel. The sun is not going to be in its zenith directly over my head, both at that location in that parking lot in Montclair, California, at the Montclair Transit Center at the same time, while I remain in Ontario, steps away from the museum. And the entity is maintaining this light source in its zenith directly over me. That is moving in real time with the light source, and the sun is not maintaining a zenith over everyone's head at the same time. Everywhere that you are, that would not just be in California. You're talking about what's supposedly the sun, and the sun is not, it does not engage in that. That's not the vantage point of everyone underneath what is the sun for the duration of the day, okay? And 7RXK006, in addition to that, this is the same, that's a license plate. They're crossing path. They're group stalking, engaging in the obsessive stalking system. They're pacing, going in opposite directions. These are demons. 6PZD617, and these are the demons, as I document, engaging what is yelling out the B word, yelling out FUB while they're monitoring my documentation, okay? This is the entity, the same exact entity that's group stalking while the entity is flying around me over by helicopter at the museum, which is right up here at this same block, okay? They are group stalking on video. They are doing so under what is the direct evidence for their prosecution. This is the United States Postal Service. And what did I just document the other day? You have what is the fake sun that's directly over me at this location. I'm laughing because I'm going to prosecute them, and I'm revealing to you what is literally the ongoing evidence of the presence of Satan, the conduct of Satan, the environment that Satan is in, and Satan's minions are in, okay? 6WSR773 is the identification of a minion who is monitoring in the environment. That's why the environment is around me, and this is an unnatural environment because the actual sun is not going to be at the same location where I was. The United States Postal Service, 7 p.m. It was well after 7 p.m. actually, and I was in this parking lot. The entity is aiming directed light all over the ground, inside, under the vehicles, which is monitoring conduct while those demons were pacing around in the parking lot of the United States Postal Service, 8ZNS026. And I was showing you directed light that's touching both sides of the parking lot on that wall, the green wall. This one right here, a minion that's parked in their vehicle, where this blue vehicle is parked, and directed light is what he was walking in while he closed his car door and walked in this direction. And while I'm standing in this parking lot and I'm facing the United States Postal Service after 7 p.m., the entity is engaging in conduct as though the sun is hovering right over in the distance like it's gone somewhere. It hasn't gone anywhere. And under no circumstances would the sun be directly over my head at what is 9:45 in the morning. This is where I'm at. And I'm showing you what is impossible light. This is how the entity remains with light while it keeps it directly above my head during the day, then engages in what is nothing other than an illusion as though the sun is setting. It's not. The entity is stalking with a light source, stalking with light, engineered light. And that's why right at 9:45 it's here. You're talking about at 7, it's literally just right over the building, remaining over me in the distance, and that's not over any other place in Los Angeles. The entity is stalking with the light source right here. An impossible occurrence. And the sun hovering over some beach in Los Angeles is not going to be visible over the United States Postal Service. The sun is not going to be present over my head while I'm standing at the same property, the Mestiza Cafe / United States Postal Service, and at 7 p.m. you're talking about 10 hours later, and I'm still going to see it right here over the building, molesting with light. How else do you know that this is not the sun? This is the unnatural environment by virtue of what is that duration of time. After 7 p.m. I'm here, and 9:45 in the morning I'm here, and you've got what's supposedly the sun. No, that's not the sun. What I'm capturing after 7 p.m. while the entity is keeping a fake sun here, the inexplicable light that's at the top of the building, the orange colored light. Stalking with light. That's what this is, stalking with light. Keeping me surrounded. And so I want to be clear, this is the same venue. I want to document that they're group stalking inside of 117 income tax. These are all facilitating venues where the people of the state remain. That minion that is working for the city of Ontario, the Ontario Improvement Association, is group stalking. All right, that's a minion engaging what is present in the environment. There's no job that you're engaging in where you are in any way avoiding prosecution. This is a matter of public corruption. This is how the government is doing it. Let me be clear. Equally probative of the pattern of conduct while the entity is stalking by helicopter, what do you think makes a difference because that minion is holding a prop such as a broom or a leaf blower? It doesn't make a difference. In fact, they're creating audible activity, moving around in engineer light, creating audible noise, and then those demons do it with regard to what I'm doing physically and on a communication device. This is the unnatural environment where all of the people of the state surround, and the entity is keeping a fake sun at 9:45 a.m. where I am present at this venue. This venue is 150 East Holt, the Ontario Museum, AGKP 264, at 3:55 in the afternoon. Okay, the entity is keeping what is a light source that is going to be on the opposite side of the street. No, that's not the sun. Reference my documentation, March 13, 2022. The entity keeps a fake sun wherever it is that I remain, including on the opposite side of the street after 7 p.m. All right, that's the pattern of conduct. And then you have when engaging what is setting a sun. You see the evidence as I documented here, the entity touching surfaces with what is directed light. That's how you saw that inexplicable light. It's the same light that the entity is covering 150 East Holt with. The fake sun over me while I'm at the venue in the morning, and then as I return in the evening, covering that building with what is engineered light, covering the asphalt with what is engineered light. Demons surrounding that environment. This is the criminal conduct of the people of the state. It's 9:53 a.m. This is P.O.C. I want to be clear. The sun is not over the Ovid Family Community Library at 9:45 a.m. as I documented, while the city of Ontario was group stalking under the fake sun directly over my head at the edge of that front area of that Ovid Family Community Library. It's also not over me in Upland, California, as I documented at 9:45 in the morning at the intersection of Euclid Avenue and Arrow Highway. It's also not over me again at the Montclair Transit Center, as I've documented. This is the maintenance of a light source over me, and this is real-time control by Satan. As I start walking, the entity immediately engages in what is shining and brightly. This is not a cloudy day. This is demonic. All right, this is the POC. It's 9:53 a.m.